Do 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 do.
Blast off.
Different intro.
I like that one.
Yeah, Robert Bates, Dana B. And if you guys haven't seen, make sure you go over and check out Dana B's video she did today.
Yeah, I saw that.
Bubble Bibble. Hey, Bubble Bibble, how's it going?
Yeah.
Hooga.
Let me double check.
But we'll get here for a few minutes, let everybody jump on in here. I wanted to go over the collaboration stuff first. Seeds are out in the mail today.
Sweet.
Like 37 packs of seeds. Well, not packs of seeds, but seeds went out. About probably about 6 or 7 of them don't have stickers. Most everybody's got stickers, but I actually ran out of stickers, so I'm gonna have to get more printed up. And it's just a sticker of my logo. But the others that there are some that doesn't have it. Just the thing of seeds in there. I didn't have time to make a pamphlet and everything like the Vineyard Chicks did. And most of it is, it's lemon balm. You could sneeze on it and it would start growing. That stuff is hard not to grow. And there are some that do have the other seeds, but those ran out pretty quick because they didn't have that many seeds in them, and they're so small that I don't want to give anybody like 4 little seeds and they look in the little bag and can't find them. So I want to make sure there's enough in there so that they can plant.
Oh,
and
congratulations on 15K.
Huh?
Congratulations on 15K.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I woke up this morning and it says 1501. I'm like, oh, cool. I hit it. But we were on Vineyard Chicks last night, had the first drawing and gave away three prizes. What Life almost won 2 of them. He was close, really close. That second prize. What one was that? Was it the seat or was it the
seat?
Or the okay? I don't know what that other thing is.
The second one was like a knife / garden shovel.
Did they call it a Wabi or something like that?
I forget the brand name.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a weird name tool.
I ain't got nothing up there. I blew it.
Mine probably had too,
but I ended up winning.
It's cool that not only do the creators have 2 chances to win, that people who watch the video and leave a comment have a chance to win too. So there's technically 3 ways each month to win a prize from this.
Yeah, I like the system they got. It was I think it's going to go real well.
Yeah, I was kind of curious how he's planning on doing it, but that works.
You bet your sweet bottom dollar my name will be on that wheel next month.
And every drawing is the last Sunday of the month until October.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
Evening, y'all.
And there's all the time there's more people giving stuff for the prizes. So if it ends up to be a lot more prizes than the whole, whatever months it is, then probably the last month will probably be a good amount of stuff.
A good doozy.
Yeah. Because I still, the survival seed company that I've been talking to, they already set me up with a code. I have my own link and everything, and then there's a 10% off right now. I'm not really set to, put the link in or anything yet, but because I'm still trying to get them to, fork over some seeds and stuff for prizes. So we'll have to see. Yeah. I don't know if Jeff got his bacon seeds planted yet or not.
No, my bacon bits was running up a road and I couldn't catch them. I hate when that happens.
I've had a pig get loose before and actually chased me around the yard.
No, wait a minute.
My son's dog actually broke his chain and tackled him.
Really?
Yeah, because he is a really protective dog, but he's never been protected over me. He's been protected over my son. But I was always the one that usually fed him and stuff.
I'll be back in a little bit.
Take care of him and stuff. But first time with a pig, and me and my father-in-law were trying to get him in the back of the truck. Didn't work too good. We figured, because he was nice until he got out of the cage. We figured if both of us got on each side and lured him up the board into the back of the truck, it'd be fine. Once he hit that board, he's like, and then he goes after me, and I'm like, oh, because you don't want to get bit by a pig. And I'm running all over the place. And he's almost catching me, and I'm making sharp turns around the trees. And then here comes my son's dog, and boom, tackles him, gets him under the fat part of the neck, and was shaking him about and stuff. And we ran over there and jumped on him. And this sounds cruel and everything, but this is the only way we do it. We didn't have a trailer or anything like that. I put duct tape around his mouth so he couldn't open it to bite us, and then taped his legs so he couldn't get up and run away. It worked though. We ended up going to the processing place, and the guy opened the door and cracked up laughing. He said, "I ain't never seen nothing like this before." And he said, "We didn't have no way of getting him in here." And he said, "Next time, call me up. Well, I'll go bring a trailer and pick him up." And believe it or not, I paid $10 for that pig because he was a runt and nobody wanted him. So they said, well, take him in for $10. And I said, yeah, sure. And I think it was 240 pounds of meat.
Wow. That was a good deal.
Yeah. I fed him mainly stuff from a dumpster. I hit a jackpot, and there were cases of oatmeal, quick oats and oatmeal and cereal, that type of stuff.
Oh, they love that stuff.
And I had enough for probably 6 months of that. And oh man, he got so fat off of oatmeal and stuff. And of course, you know, regular scraps and whatnot.
Shoot,
But
now you go to the store to get a small pack of pork chops. It's more than $10.
oh yeah. Yeah, I think I may have bought maybe 4 bags of feed the whole time I had that pig. And he like I said, he was huge. He sure didn't look like a runt.
I've seen some like that. They start out being the runt and they end up being some of the most healthiest ones.
Yep. And I learned a lot from, because my grandpa never had pigs, so I never knew what pigs did. And I thought, well, okay, I'm gonna gather a bunch of skids or pallets together, and screw them together and whatnot. Oh, he's got a nice little cage here, or a pen. It was, I don't know, about 10 by 20, and he goes up under that. Whoop, there goes, and he's out. And I'm like, how the hell did that pig just pick up that whole thing?
And
And
necks are
I found
strong.
out how strong they are.
It's like you got a pig pen. There won't be nothing living inside of there. No roots, no grass, anything they can get their snout on, they're gonna eat it.
Yeah.
Or root it up.
Yeah, I ended up making it bigger, but what I did, I dug down a foot and put it inside there, and then I had a bunch of old plumbing pipe, galvanized pipe,
Yeah.
and pounded down in there. It wasn't moving. And that was a big area for him. He had a little spot for waddling in the mud, because it was technically it was a canal that as long as from summer to all the way to spring, it never filled up with water or anything, so you got to use it till then.
Yeah, because they got to have the mud. Because if I'm not mistaken, they don't have the ability to sweat, or it's real minimal. So they need that mud
Yeah.
and stuff to help coat their skin.
Yeah, they got to have. Well, it was all shaded anyway, but still, they got to have water, constant water, because they'll dehydrate faster and die than most animals.
We had a few of them as a kid, and we grew some vegetables and stuff. But we knew this guy that ran a produce stand. He had a big farm, and we'd go get 55-gallon buckets of old produce, watermelon, squash, tomatoes, and we'd give to them. And oh man, you'd be surprised how quick they could go through a whole watermelon.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing, pumpkins, which is actually pretty good, because
Yeah.
if they have any worms or anything, it kills them, and it flushes them out too.
Oh yeah.
But the grocery store filled the whole dumpster full of pumpkins, and pumpkins last a long time unless
Yeah, they do.
you cut them open. And I'd feed him 2-3 a day. I could
Oh yeah,
probably
you
fill
like
him a
them.
whole dumpster full, and he'd probably ate them in a day, but it probably wouldn't have been too healthy. But anyways, we'll go ahead and get started here in 2 seconds. There we go. I wanted to talk a little bit about prescriptions and stuff like that. Some of the stuff that's been happening with our medications and stuff. And then after that, with Jeff and What Life, I'm going and chat here. I want to play a little game and see how you guys how you like this game. And it's there's not really no bad way
I like it already.
to do it, but we'll see how it goes. But
I did not study.
I've been wanting to go over this for a while, and I mentioned it. It was probably on 101s, maybe 6-8 months or a year ago, about China, which most of our medication comes from them. Was stopping production of public medication, and they were making the medication for the military. For
Our military?
No, not ours, theirs.
Okay.
So
Of course.
a lot of antibiotics, and there's plenty of lists for this. And if I do believe if you go to the FDA.gov website and search for this, there are lists of medications that are on the warning watch list, or that are real close to being no more, because they're not being manufactured, or there's more people using than they can make them, and they can pump out some medication now. And the fact that we're using more of this medication than they can make is crazy.
Yeah, that's alarming.
They make billions of pills a day. And
wow.
There's also this latest thing, with with the AT&T solar flare thing, or whatever you want to call it, thing that happened. Pharmacies lost their inventory. Wherever they were holding their inventory, it come up missing. So they're missing millions of prescriptions that were due to go out to people. I don't know where they went, or if they're vanished, or they just don't have people's names, or they're not on a mailing list anymore, or whatever.
They didn't get delivered,
but they're missing.
Wow.
And it's in the millions of prescriptions.
Well, I'll find out come Friday if all mine got it or not.
And like I was telling you, one of the medications that's on this list is diabetic, and I don't know what, because I don't know what different kinds of diabetic medicines there are, because half the medicine I can't pronounce anyway. But
well, I know there's quite a few diabetic medications,
Yeah.
Don't say no name.
And that's the thing. If there's one name for a certain diabetic medicine, then there's 15 different generic versions of that with other weird names. How they keep track of that stuff, I don't know. Another shortage is antibiotics. A lot of times, if you need an antibiotic for something, they'll prescribe something to you, and then you go to the pharmacy and they say, "Oh, we don't have that anymore." You'll have to have them prescribe a different antibiotic, and they go back and forth from the doctor to the pharmacy until they find one that they actually carry.
Yeah.
And that's getting to be the normal now.
I did see an article where it said that the particular data company that this happened, supposedly they were the only ones affected, and it still was, like you said, millions of prescriptions.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. And the other one is um, cancer treatment medication. I don't know which ones it is because I can't pronounce half of them or remember which ones it is. But
could be like the chemo pill.
you can go to, and like I said, you can go and you can get the list of these, and also this new antiviral medication that is real popular right now because of what is that, RSV or whatever the new thing is that people have.
Yeah.
IV.
It's
Medication for that.
Yeah.
2003 and 2004. They've had a record number of this thing happening. So the medication for that ran out.
ooh.
Wow. Effective immediately.
They're at the point to where they're trying to make it here in the United States that it's some kind of antiviral. There's a big list of those too. I actually have that list here. Let me grab it real quick.
Mm.
And it's not that big of a list. And again, I'm not going to try to pronounce the words for this.
Dude,
But if
unless
you're
you are a
interested, and
doctor,
this is just the antiviral medication there.
unless you are a pharmacist or a nurse, you're not going to pronounce these names.
Or how nurses and the prescription or the pharmacist can read what the doctors write. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like
That's how a lot of misinterpretation with the pills go,
yeah.
because so many of them sound alike and they're just about spelt alike. Just a couple of letters off, could do you great harm.
Yeah, and a lot of this is interpreting what will come, as in it's not the big media saying, "Oh, we're running out of medication." You'll see little tidbits of it, but if you combine all that stuff together, we're running out. We're using more than that can be made, and all it takes is one little thing happen in the world, and we're out of that stuff.
It's a chain effect.
Yeah. That's definitely something to take note of and track, and definitely look up the list. See if you or anyone you know is taking something that's on there.
Yeah. Yeah. Most of the time now is it's all done with the tablets and stuff. Used to be they would mark it down saying, "Oh, give them this," and then they would give it to the nurse, and the nurse would scribble or do it on the note, because the doctors, nobody can read what they say.
Yeah,
exactly.
Why you in medical school?
Need to call to my middle sister. She works for a local pharmacy here, a family-owned pharmacy.
Yeah, I know a gal that works at the she's not a pharmacist, but she does the same stuff the pharmacist does. She doesn't get as paid as much. And she said that she has to send people to other pharmacies to see if they got the stuff. And sometimes nobody has it and they have to send for it. And it'll take 2 weeks before this person gets a medication that needed it 2 weeks ago. So that's, I mean, perfect good reason to start looking into these herbs and stuff about helping with whatever ails you.
Rose Young asked, "Can you trust a doctor with good handwriting?"
That's a good question.
If it's a good doctor, you might can, but if it's a bad doctor, maybe not.
that three words right there has many trust a doctor? Question mark.
The bad thing about it is there is no real good doctors out there no more. Not really. It seems like to me, it's all money, money, money.
Well, that's the thing. The doctor now is the computer. They put in your stats and all this and say, oh, you're having this pain when you stand up, when you wiggle. Okay. Yeah. And then it figures out, oh, he's got this. Give him this. And they push a button.
Yeah.
Because I watch it happen every time I go to the doctor. I see what they're typing in there, and then they hit search, and it pops up. Oh, try giving them this.
So a doctor today is not like the doctor of yesteryear.
Oh no.
And the machine can mislead too.
Oh hell yeah.
You'll spend more time with the check-in and the nurse than you will with a doctor these days.
Tell me about it.
When I went to the doctor, was it last year or the year before? Whenever it was, they had a bad doctor that was guessing on anything, and she was so far off, and she ordered test on test, and they said they couldn't get any more blood out of my arms, because my arms were all black and blue by the time I left there, because they were actually squeezing my arm to get blood out of them.
Damn.
That's not right.
Because the first test, he waited too long. There's a time limit when you're supposed to get the results or something like that, so they had to do it again. And then there's the other test that takes 3 days, so that's why I had to stay in the hospital for 3 days in case I was contagious or something.
Seems like I remember you saying something about that a while back ago.
Yeah, that's when my white blood cells were 200 over or 400 over what they were supposed to be. But I had no fever. I had no symptoms except for a heart problem. And that stopped after I got tired of just sitting there waiting all day. Most of the time I was just sitting there just waiting for somebody to figure out what the heck was wrong, and nobody figured it out. I went, done the MRI. They injected me with stuff so they could see all my veins and see if I had infection anywhere. They never did find anything.
So they lit you up good.
Oh yeah. And on top of it, I was since it was an infection and they didn't know what it was. I was contagious. I was if I was contagious. So they only had one place to stick me.
Uh-oh.
With everybody that had COVID.
Uh-huh.
And I did catch COVID.
Well, now, by chance, did they ever figure out what it was?
No, still don't.
I wouldn't go to that hospital no more.
No. Well, the nurses were great. It was the doctors that had issues with them.
Oh, okay.
Man,
Yeah.
I was a junior in high school, and they told us they was going to have the blood people come to the school, and if you wanted to sign up to donate blood, you could donate blood. Get a Chick-fil-A brought chicken sandwiches, cookies, and stuff, and got to get out of class for a little bit. So I said, heck yeah! So signed the paperwork, went in there. I said, man, this ain't too bad. Everybody's coming out with their Chick-fil-A and stuff. I go in there and sit down. It was my turn. The lady came over there. Oh, wow, you got good veins. Missed my vein. So they had to bandage that arm up. And they said, do you want to do it again? And I said, well, sure, go ahead. They got ready to do the other arm. Said, man, you got a good vein on this arm. Got ready to stick me. Boom, missed my vein again. So I had to walk around the rest of the day. Didn't give no blood. Had to wear bandages on my arms. But I did get Chick-fil-A. Ever since then, I've never donated blood again.
Dude, I'm going to be truthful about it. If you've got a nurse in training, I expect that to happen. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
But what tears me up is once they get in that vein and they get to progging around in there, moving the needle, dude, I will overpower that nurse. I will pull her hand and that needle out and say, that's it, no more.
Well, when I had the accident on my leg, they were doing IV on my hand, and this was at OSU, Ohio State College.
Yeah,
and they were in training, and it was a guy nurse, and he was trying to get in my vein, and he thought that my tendon was my vein.
Ooh.
And he's sticking it in there, going like this, and I said, dude, that's my tendon. That's that makes my fingers go up and down. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not used to doing it on the hand. I said, why are you doing it on hand then? He said, that's where they want it. And I said, and I had to show him where the vein in my hands are.
well, now when I was in the ambulance and what time I was awake, the EMT told me I got hose pipe veins, but he couldn't get nothing out of it, and it was my left arm. And he went to my right arm.
Left?
Yeah.
This is when you had a heart attack?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to do it on left.
Well, man, look, I was in and out. Okay, I didn't know.
That's what they say. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's what I always
Well,
heard.
I kind of believe it because when he switched arms, he got everything he needed.
Yeah.
But I mean, and I kind of agree with him. I did have hose pipe veins at the time. And when you go to Chapel Hill, trust me, it seems like every checkup they take a gallon of blood out of you.
I got a gallon of blood back in me. Transplants.
But, I mean, you know, it depends on the nurses doing it and how long they've been out of school and everything.
Yeah.
And I have had some that was awesome. You know, bam, you didn't even know they stuck you and drew the blood until it was over.
That's the way these the nurses were. They were, and one of them was from the Army, because I don't know if this is everywhere, but this is what they told me. There was a shortage of nurses, so National Guard and Army would bring in, the nurses from the Army or National Guard to the hospitals and work in the hospitals, which kind of sucks for them because the nurses were making 3 times more than what our military was making.
Me and
Working
Dick
at the same place,
That's a crying shame. Because military, hey, look, I'm sorry. Military don't get paid jack for what they do. Okay. Matter of fact, they don't hardly get paid nothing to begin with. And yet they got to go overseas and get fired at and everything else. It ain't right.
No.
What they got to go through and the amount of pay they get.
And on top of it, it used to be, they would wear their uniforms to the grocery store, or if they were on leave, they would fly and whatever. Now you can't advertise that you're in the military, and our military misses the recognition that they should be getting, because it used to be when you seen somebody dressed in military uniform or their whatever, people would go up and shake their hands and say thank you and thanks for your service and all that stuff. Now nobody knows that they're in the service unless you tell them, which you're not allowed to tell them.
Well, now, one of the reasons I think this is because of so many mean people out there that when they do see a service person, they start heckling them and so on like that.
Well, there's actually a bounty on our service men and women
here in the States,
wherever they're seen,
anywhere.
It's like, and and it's mostly the bad countries over there.
Yeah.
Well, now I knew it was over there.
Yeah, but they're over here too. The bad people are over here too. The thing is, now it's not only do we have to worry about those bad people, we have to worry about the bad people here that are supposed to be Americans. Because I don't want to get too much in this conversation, but when there's active bad things going on to these bases and doing stuff. That's one of the main reasons when they leave the base, they're in regular clothing. They can't have anything that has, Army or anything like that would represent that they were in a service.
Exactly. Well, I understand now.
That's the shame part of it. And that's why I said that's one of the things that they miss nowadays that they used to have. Because it would make you feel good. Somebody come up to you and say, thank you for your service. For some of them, some people don't like it because they've had to deal with some stuff, and again, won't talk about that stuff. But they don't. it boils down to they don't get to see that, they don't get to feel that recognition that they're doing something good for their country. People are appreciating them because they can't be seen as soldiers outside that base.
Well,
I know
I
I can
mean,
kind of.
I remember my grandpa in a bar, somebody come in in a uniform of some sort. He would buy him a beer and say thank you. My grandpa wasn't in the service. My grandpa's dad was.
great grandpa.
Yeah. I never met him though.
Well, now a lot of times when me and Dixie would go out and eat, and I'd see a police officer, especially an EMT or a service person like that. I always bought theirs, and I told the
Yeah.
waitress, I said, "Tell them Santa Claus said Merry Christmas."
Yeah, because you have to do it. You can't, because technically they're not allowed to receive. But if it's done to where they don't know who or what, then they don't have much choice into saying, yeah, I guess. Thank
Well,
you.
see, I reckon I'm a little bit old school, but I'm kind of like this. If I bought a highway patrolman a meal to eat or something like that, and I'm going down the road and I'm speeding, he's doing his job. I don't want him to say, "Oh, you bought me dinner, go ahead, favor returned." I don't want that to happen.
Yeah. And that's the thing. We shouldn't do something to say, "Oh, I bought you dinner." You should do it just because you wanted. That's the point of doing it. You still feel good about yourself when you do it. You don't have to say, "I bought you
did
dinner."
that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I think you are better rewarded in an incident like this
Yeah.
than you would be if you was to stand up and say, "Hey, I bought him dinner." I expect recognition for buying him dinner. That's BS. It's like you
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Cancel your blessing.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I don't know what part of the Bible it is or anything. I just remember parts of the story where these people were, supposed to be going with God and stuff, and they said, "Well, they had their like list. We did this and we did that and all this stuff." He said, bye bye.
Yeah.
It's that's type of stuff you don't want to keep a list of. You don't do it for recognition. You do it to be helpful or whatever the reason.
Well, now it was one restaurant we were sitting at, and I just made some wooden stuff, and I had a little bit of money. And the table behind us, I think it was about 6 police officers sitting there. And I motioned for the waitress to come over, and she already knew what I was going to do. And I pointed, and she gave me thumbs up and gave me the bill. And I said, "Thank you" on it, give it back to her. And she walked over there. She said, "Y'all's meal has been paid for. Santa Claus told me to tell y'all Merry Christmas." And I'm sitting there and I'm listening to them, everything. They all appreciated it, like that. And some of them was just getting off of work on top of that. So, I mean,
Yeah.
Now, if there is any here within my region listening to this, they know who I am now.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's so much better when it's done. I mean,
Right.
has anybody went through a drive-through and
No.
you go up to pay and they say, well, the person in front of you already paid for your meal.
Pay it forward.
Yeah. And the thing is, how would you feel if you pulled up and the person stopped and got out and said, I bought your meal for you? Wouldn't that kind of ruin the feeling of it?
Yeah, the surprise and the wonder.
Yeah.
Somebody did that to me, I'd pay the person behind me. Hopefully they kept it going, you know.
Yeah, that's
You never know
usually
what could
happens.
blossom and start with something as simple as that.
Yeah.
Well, now we was sitting at a restaurant. I can't think of the name of it, and I was listening to the man talk to his wife, or vice versa. And the way he was talking, he had cancer, and he was looking through his billfold, and I heard him say, "You know, I don't think I got enough money for this." And guess what I did? And the funny thing about it is that woman zeroed in on me. She knew exactly who paid for it. And I'm sitting there, I'm lying through my teeth. No, I didn't do it. You know, that wasn't me. I could not get away from her. She knew. And she was a church going lady, you know, but.
Okay. We're gonna go ahead and switch things up a little bit. And this is a weird type of game, I guess. I've got a bunch of images, and I'm gonna ask a question of people up here on panel, and also from you guys in chat.
Me and my psychiatrist used to play this game.
It's not ink stains.
Okay.
I've sent quite a few of them to the psychiatrist.
Now, this is just a random question.
New York City.
No, it's not New York City. This is a bad end of town. I don't know if I can get this any bigger than that. Let me see. Oh.
Okay, there you go.
Well, I guess that's as big as get. Do you think you can walk down the street without getting attacked?
It depends. Are we talking daytime or nighttime?
The way it is right now.
It's possible.
The right side looks more promising than the left side.
Yeah.
Is that why he's going straight down the middle?
Yeah, he ain't playing with neither side.
Well, technically, that's what you do.
Yeah.
You don't stick to one side or the other, or it gives off different vibes. If you go too close to the left, you're getting into their territory. You go too much to the right, you're fearing the people on the left.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't like that one. Run.
That way, if you're in the middle, if somebody's coming up onto you, you can see them coming, you know?
That too.
Get you them mirror glasses that see behind you also.
And there is a thing, if you lived in areas like this, you can tell people that are not from that area, or that haven't lived in that. You can spot them. It's like they got a sign over their head or something.
Oh yeah.
If somebody hasn't lived in that, then you can spot them off, and it's like, oh, what are they doing here? And they have a target on them. Because you'd be sitting out, of course, there's no porches here, but if there was a porch there, you'd sit out and you could tell when somebody that doesn't look like they belong in your neighborhood kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Like downtown San Diego.
And practically any of them like
Right.
that.
Here's the next one. Why I keep getting these small pictures?
With the newsy.
Now you got to go in you got to go into these apartments here. How would you go about it?
I'd
Well-
wave at them and say, "What's up?" and keep walking. I have before.
Yeah, you can see where the apartment goes in right here.
I mean,
Where is your cursor?
Oh, right here.
Okay.
I think I can make it through that situation. Just from first glance, I see the guy recording. Looks like they're probably making a music video or something for Instagram. So
Yeah.
as long as you don't walk through the camera, you're good. So hey, what y'all filming?
Yeah.
So this, yep.
and that's the thing is majority of the time is act like you're supposed to be there.
Yeah.
And when they say there's a big bad dog in front of you and you're scared, you're not supposed to show your fear that you fear that dog, because he senses it and
That
will
dog got
attack you. It's the same it's kind of the same thing.
Well, now it's like I said before. When I worked Durham area, they put me in charge of all the Durham housing down in there. So after a couple of months, I kind of knew the area. You know what time the crackheads woke up and the drunks. Hell, I'd be in that before they woke up.
There we go. I guess that'll work.
Hey, I am a buck.
And this could be anything. I just got a random picture of a stash, and this could be, any kind of stash. It could be a tub for all
pretty
that
cool.
matters. But I do like this. I think that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To reuse a stump that's in your yard. This would be a good idea.
I had not thought about that.
I know. The question is, you're starving and you're going through the woods, and you come across this stash. What do?
I opened up, see what's in there, and kind of half it. I take half and leave the other half.
Okay.
Then again, I'll watch and see who comes and checks on it, then follow him back to camp.
There's one scenario right there.
Yeah.
Other scenario would be somebody doped it and sitting there watching you.
Yeah.
Waiting for you to pass out.
Damn good possibility.
In my mind, that'd be the worst possibility.
Yeah.
It could be government issued. In that case, leave it alone.
And that the point that you made by watching it, in cases in the military, when they find something, they just don't go ahead and woof and attack that target.
Right.
They go around and see if there's anything around. They go and see if there's traps. They scout the area.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Assess the situation.
Yeah, and then they decide what to do, unless it's like a wham bam and they have to go in guns blazing type thing.
Yeah, Top Gun style.
Yeah.
I reckon I'd put a rope on the handle and go back about 10 yards and pull it out and see if it go boom.
Yeah. And that's the thing. There's so much to it's just not, oh, that's free food, you know. There's so much to think about.
So much.
With just a simple scenario.
Shit, you could give some to a stray dog.
Yeah, because we can be aware of things that's happening. We can prepare to the best of our abilities. But once that switch gets flipped, you want to stay as true to your mindset and as standard as you have now, but it's going to would be a different world.
Yeah. And you always got to think there's somebody out there that is very intelligent and very evil.
Yeah.
And is that the person you're that has that stash right there?
What's up, Camo?
Oh man.
You got to walk down this pathway.
I don't know about this one.
A lot of scenarios on this right here.
I'm like you, Watt. I don't know about that one now.
Can't see his face or his hands.
Well,
you can't see inside either. Who's to say it ain't somebody else up in there?
There's different ways of looking at this. He's sitting in the light. You can't see down that alleyway.
Yeah.
Right.
Now you can look at it like this. If you see him, he sees you, you're kind of on the same yeah. Now if he had bad intentions, it would have been more smarter for him to go in the darkness since he's all dressed in black anyway. That's one way to look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another way to look at it is, as soon as you get past him, he walks in behind you and there's two people in front of him, of you.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm thinking. If he's that bold to be in the light with bad intentions, there's got to be somebody else.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's the thing. That's some of the stuff you got to think about. And that's bam. You have to think about that now because you just walked up on him. And if you freak out and run the other direction, he's got, they're hiding something. He's going to go after you, or yeah, there's a lot of different scenarios to go in that.
Hey, buddy, you got a light? If you don't react off of that, it's not good. Oh, wow.
Dig a pit and dig in. It depends on how far away I am from that fire, first of all.
Okay. Now you have to get over top that mountain.
I'm dead.
I mean, seriously, if you had that in front of you and that was a must to get over that mountain, what would be the best way to get over that mountain?
I would sit there and wait to see which way that fire is moving and go the opposite way.
Yeah.
Put on a couple sets of clothes and jackets and soak it all down and try to figure out the best path.
I would build me a tunnel.
Look at there. There you go. Head into the wind.
There you go.
No, wait a minute.
You're going away from it.
Okay.
Because if you head into the wind and the fires going that way.
Yeah.
Now, there may be some thinking, oh, well, it's the fire's over here in the middle. I'll just go to the right of it. Unfortunately, that's where all the smoke's going from.
Mhm.
A lot of people die because where all that smoke is, there's no oxygen.
No.
It's gone.
Yep. Especially if the way you got to go isn't any roads that way, and you got to go on foot.
Yeah.
You make your own roads, right?
No, that's right.
Okay, this next one, we can't say what he is inside here, okay?
All right.
Just you're walking down the aisle and boom, you see this guy in front of you.
That's what they got cans for. And if you can throw pretty good, he's down and out for the count.
That's what I'm thinking. Step back, grab a couple cans, and hit them with 3 strikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Jeff's in the cereal aisle.
Dang it, Jeff.
Go get me a gallon of milk and find me some Captain
Rice
Crunch
Krispies.
cereal.
I'm going to hit them with the cans, and you come around from the back.
If them chairs would hold me, I would jump off of it.
Unless you got something directly on you that can compute with what he got, I mean, you'd have to think fast. For sure.
Yeah. If you're able to think at all. I still like the cans upside the head.
Yeah.
Dang, that's a show full of Gatorades. Well, that'll stun him enough.
And that's the thing. You got to position. You got to know. Now, if you came in from behind him, you have plenty of time.
Yeah.
You might be quick.
Unless you're really slow. But if you're walking right there and you're right there
in front of him.
Yeah, like Camo says, push the shelves on.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, if I got to, yeah. Do what I got to do to protect myself and anybody around me.
Robert, you right. I'd be buying toilet paper. And if it was a clothing store,
if I'm that close to him, I just turned around and walked up that aisle right there in front.
Start throwing cans.
He has 2 long weapons.
Yeah.
To me, the closer you are to him, the better.
Yeah.
That's true, but you got to get close to him first.
You're already that close. You're right there. You're 2 feet from him when you go around that corner. You're right there. It's right there in front of you.
But them gonads would be ringing mighty loud.
Yeah.
I'm gonna super kick the gun barrel and Superman punch him in the throat with the other one, and hopefully that'll do the trick.
Is that a dog?
I don't know.
Just hope you have a 12-pack of Bud Light on you.
Oh, you really do.
Oh yeah.
Hand it to him and go turn around, go down the other way.
Hit him with the Stone Cold Stunner.
To me, that's one of the scary ones out of all these to me.
I don't know. That guy standing in front of that cave is the scariest one because you don't know what you
cage.
Cave.
Oh, that was an alleyway.
I don't care what it was.
Yeah.
They tell us what's in that alleyway.
It's the unknown that gets you, in that one.
Robert, you are so right with that scenario.
Okay, you have to get up this slippery hill as fast as you can. What's the best way? the safest way.
You see them mounds of grass right there? You better be stepping on them and running.
That's moss.
I don't care what it is. It's
Going
higher
up the
than
right side.
You go the right side?
It looks more even, and then you got a few trees that you can kind of brace yourself there towards the middle.
What do you guys think in chat? Up the logs. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good idea too.
There's
Between the rocks.
that log laying down. I see it now.
Walk the logs. Okay.
Yeah, I need a helicopter ride.
And guess what? You're all wrong. There's a sniper sitting there in the middle.
Dang.
Where? Hey, you say you didn't say nothing about no sniper.
I'm not supposed to say anything.
Dang, he got us all. What would Chuck Norris do?
Go up and kicking. You know, even Bruce Lee said Chuck Norris had the hardest kick of any one person he has ever come across.
Bet they had some interesting conversations.
Oh, you know they did.
Be like water, Chuck. Be like water.
Who's that other one? Lee. Not Lee. Darn it.
Bruce Lee.
No. The other
Bruce
one
Lee was
of
way ahead of his time.
Yeah, he was.
He was doing MMA stuff before it was MMA.
Yeah.
Now, we got any snipers in this picture?
Could be.
Just a guy with an axe.
Right.
Hatchet.
All right.
You gotta get past him.
Yeah.
I feel confident as long as he's got an axe. Unless he's a world champion axe thrower.
There's a butt here somewhere. I can already feel it.
Well, he's probably got a side piece if he's that bold with an axe.
Oh, he could be that good with an axe. He don't need one.
What would you do in this situation, Jeff?
Run the other way.
I've never put myself in a predicament like that. I reckon I'd have to get me a bigger stick.
Well, imagine you're going through the woods here, and all of a sudden he pops out from behind that tree.
Well, to begin with, I'm not going to be out in the woods without a side piece. Plain simple. So if he pops out, he's liable to get popped back.
Well, you pretty much answered it correctly, because if things are this bad where you have to watch out for an axe guy in the middle of the woods, you should have your own protection with you.
Yeah.
You only got to ask him one question. What are you hunting? If he says you, then you know it's on.
See, something like that, I don't know if I'd want to, here we go again. I don't know if I'd want a shotgun or a handgun.
Whatever you can find. Whatever you got with you.
As long as you had one of them during this situation.
Yeah.
If you're in the woods, you should have something.
Yeah.
Well, let's rephrase that. For us, if we're in the woods, we will have something.
Yeah.
You know. Now, I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I want to hear this question there, Jeff.
So how you getting a side piece?
Oh,
I plead the fifth on that one.
shade.
On the grounds, it will put me in the grave. I'm turning around. As long as I don't hear no banjo music, I'll be fine.
Well, you know where this is at, don't you?
No, I can't really see that good.
It says the Appalachian Trail.
Oh, yeah.
So that's your neck of woods.
Hold on. Let me make mine bigger. Yeah, I see it now. Well, that's kind of good because I got kin that live up in there. So I fit right in.
You see the bottom sign, don't you? It says caution. I don't know what it's caution of, but it says caution.
Black bear and grizzly bear are active.
Man with axe. Huh.
Before the cave.
Oh, it's just telling you what supplies you should have and stuff.
Okay.
A pew, a 12 gauge, and if possible, a 50 cal.
A bazooka.
You know, if I'm not mistaken, the Appalachian Trail is the longest continuous footpath in the world. If I'm not mistaken, it definitely the United States.
Oh no, not the world.
Not the world.
No.
Okay.
From Georgia,
there's a trail that I don't know who it was. I'm thinking it was Simon Peter that he took.
Okay.
And people still hike that too. I'm not sure what they call it, but it's a real long trail.
Like a pilgrimage.
Yeah. But the question is, would you feel comfortable going down this trail?
No.
Everything has turned bad, you know, shift and all that stuff. And you have to get to the other side of this trail.
I kind of would because I know how to maneuver out in the woods. I'll put it like that.
No, this is a trail.
A trail. No,
Yeah.
I wouldn't feel so.
This is a well-known trail.
Appalachian Trail.
Yeah, it's one of the most famous trails in North America.
Yeah. No, not going up that trail, I wouldn't.
Uh-huh.
And not trying to be a smart aleck, I'd have to make my own trail.
Well, there are other trails that are made in the woods.
But now you got to remember, and I'm pretty sure you understand what I'm fixing to say. You can be laying flat and just looking out into one area. Something moves, you're going to know it. You'll see it. That's where you got to be careful.
Well, the thing with this, if everything, and you've seen some movies, people stick to the easier trails to go through places.
Yeah, they do. But you said times have done rough.
More than usual, they end up not doing so good.
Or
because there are bad people that know this and they stay in these spots.
Yeah.
Well, unless you're a blind man that has razor blades that.
I think I could do it.
What was that? Book of Eli?
Book of Eli, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be worst case scenario for sure.
I loved it where he told that guy He said, you do that again, you're going to lose that arm. Guess what? He lost that arm too. And he was blind.
Yep.
I think
And
that was,
it didn't really show it until toward the end. That's what made that a good
Yeah.
movie.
yeah.
He was doing all that, with no vision.
He's sitting there reading the book, and you think he's reading the book. He's actually reading, or I guess they still call it
was
reading
Braille,
Braille.
because
Yeah.
somewhere in that book, when that bad guy got it, he opened it up and every bit of it was Braille.
Yeah.
Well, let's
And
go back and rewatch it now.
the girl's mom was blind, and he ended up deleting her, and she could have actually read that. That's what
Is that
even
the
made it
woman?
worse. The only
Yep.
blind person,
Yep.
Is that
He-
the woman that
he
was
deleted
in the
her.
street begging?
huh?
Is that the woman that was in the street begging?
No.
Oh,
The main girl, her mother, she was blind,
okay.
and she took care of the bad guy.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
definitely fun.
last one.
Couldn't imagine. What's that
This
sound
is
say?
probably 10, 20 years after things go icky.
Well, if it's that long, then there ain't going to be that much of a threat, but there will be a threat.
Oh yeah.
What is a threat will be a strong one, though.
Yeah,
No,
you have to walk through this, right, to get to the other side.
Where's the manhole cover?
That's where they all at.
Yeah, but you can hear them coming. You might not
Yep.
be able to smell them down there, but you can hear them coming.
At this point, you said about 10, 20 years after it done went bad, if I'm still around, I mean, I don't just imagine the chaos we done went through to get to here.
Yeah.
Well, I want to know one thing. What would we be doing there to begin with? Because number one is we wouldn't be wanting to go to big cities.
Supplies, maybe. Scavenging. Somebody missed something.
Yeah, but
they say the best way to survive is to never stay in one place too long.
okay, I'll give you
I'm not
that.
saying that's the way to do it or anything, but it kind of does make sense. Then
Yeah,
instead of waiting for trouble to come to you, you're always moving, but you're always going to be moving into
somebody
places
else.
like this.
The unknown.
Yeah. And that's the thing. How would you go through this? Would you wait until it got dark and try to make your way through there so you couldn't be seen as much?
You could use it to your advantage. Because if it's daylight, somebody could be watching you from a shadow and you not see them, but they can see you.
Exactly.
Or would you just hightail it and run through there as fast as you could?
You ain't gonna run that fast.
Hide or go to the side and go through the buildings. That's what you're setting in this spot. How do you think of a way to get through here?
Since you come up with all them scenarios, I'd have to wait till dark, then go through the buildings.
But if you're going through the buildings, you can't see anyway.
Can't see anything. You've lost your
There-
natural,
there's-
your only light.
Hang tight. Are we talking zombie infested city?
Like The
if
Walking
it's
Dead
not
without the zombies.
I don't know. Well, look on The Walking Dead. It's really not the zombies that you have to worry about. It's the living.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The living is worse than the zombies.
Right about
Yeah.
that. Hmm.
I mean, imagine trying to go through them buildings, not being able to see your hand in front of your face.
Shit, all I got to do is step in my front yard. And that happens.
Even if you did have a flashlight, still the chances of finding a battery would be slim to none.
Yeah.
Well, if you had a flashlight, that'd be a dead giveaway right there.
Yeah. Slow, dumb zombies.
Yeah.
I'd have
Not
to
the
wait
fast
for
one.
dark to take my chances on it.
Well,
No,
you remember I Am
it's
Legend, what happened when it went dark?
slow,
Yeah.
smart zombies and fast, dumb zombies.
Mm,
Which one would you rather have?
that's a
Slow,
good
dumb,
question.
Huh?
slow, dumb zombies.
No, it's slow, smart zombies and fast, dumb zombies. You
Slow,
can't have two negatives.
slow.
Probably fast and dumb.
Yeah, but they'll still be able to catch you.
Yeah, but they're dumb.
They're dumb.
The slow ones can open the door and climb ladders.
Yeah, I'll take my chances with the fast one in that case. I'll just train them all up and hoard them and get them in a straight line and
Yeah, just chop their bottom jaw off and use them as
Cut their arms
mules.
off.
as watchdogs. Man, I hope we don't get the zombies. That's bad. That's even an option now. Like, please, just don't give us the zombies.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, stop and think about it. There's another picture, and evidently I didn't save it or something, but it was
Yeah.
It's like 1975 foot, CJ.
it was a side by side comparison of a field, and the other field had it was a look from a helicopter, and the helicopter looked down and had that infrared, or the new one where it shows white figures instead of the old fashioned stuff. And the whole field had like 10 people hiding inside the field. And the left one, you couldn't even tell there was anybody down there.
Wow.
Okay.
And that's the scary part right there.
Yeah, the unknown.
Yeah. But I don't, if you later on and let me know in the comments how you like that weird game I come up with. Scenario game. You know how hard hard it was to find bad areas in town for the walkthrough part. It seems like they're removing it. Although the homeless, that was all over the place. I would put bad areas of town, and it was all homeless people. And trying to find some of the images, I was like trying to find some dangerous ones to walk through, and there were hardly any of them. They were all, mysteriously removed or something.
Hmm.
And there's bad in every city. Every city has a bad area.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Even
No
in this
matter where you go.
little town I'm in, there's a section where it's a bad area.
Yep.
To me, it's not, because it's a bunch of people acting like they're bad, but they are bad compared to the rest of the city. But to me, I get a kick out of them. When my kids were going to school, gangs were involved in this area, and it was funny to me because I lived in areas to where there were gangs, the bad ones, and these guys were not it. It was like they're doing a dress up or something.
Like a wannabe.
Yeah, and I was like, no, that's not what those are. And they said, "Oh, they're really a bad group of people and stuff like that." I said, "No, they're not."
Got on the costume, putting on an act.
Yeah,
Putting on the Ritz.
and they don't. They were trying to make up their own signs and stuff.
You have to be careful these days doing that type of stuff. Somebody that's really affiliated with that type of stuff will correct you real quick,
yeah.
I'd imagine.
Yeah, they will.
It's like people with motorcycles. They don't play around with that stuff.
Oh,
No, they don't.
Yep.
And you better be
I was
careful
at
what you put on.
Yeah.
the rally, and somebody was wearing colors. If you know what colors are, it's the
Yeah.
patches and stuff. And one biker was going down the road, and he glanced over and seen it, and turned around and looked at him again, put his kickstand down, got off, and ripped the jacket off of him and put it on the back of his bike and drove away. He waited for the guy to do something too, and he didn't do anything, which probably saved his life. And then the other guy drove off. And I asked what was all that about? And he says that's somebody that is wearing
Wrong colors.
fake colors. And I said, what color was it? And he said, no. And he says it was the club he was in. He wasn't really in a club. He was copying like he was in that club, but he wasn't. And somebody from that club seen that he wasn't one of them. And he said he's lucky he's still breathing.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, I ain't saying nothing.
Yeah. You don't mess with them guys. I mean, the big ones.
No, you don't.
I mean, there are a lot of clubs.
Yeah.
They're not the same thing.
Now you got the weekend club, but they don't fly colors.
Yeah.
Got,
well, they kind of do, but they don't. They're more like a chess club that ride bikes.
Yeah.
Well, now depending on the area you are in is going to depend on who controls that area. But if you're trying to get a club going, you have to go through them. regardless. And if
Oh,
you
yeah.
don't, you've had some bad days ahead.
Yeah.
We met some cool ones one night. We got this emergency call just after we had done shut down, and it was a bar in town. They have like a big biker club meeting, and it's by different clubs. You know, they all get along, ain't no problem. Well, this guy drove Carolina, and he had a cigar truck, and he was setting up because a lot of them type of guys, you know, buy cigars, smoke cigars, or whatever, and their generator wouldn't work. So me and my boss went up there, brought a generator we had, saved the day, and they just pretty much just said hang around. They gave us a nice cigar. But yeah, we talked with the different biker clubs, and you know, pretty stand-up guys. You know, a lot of them have businesses and stuff. No problems, no arguments.
Exactly.
It was a fun time.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of them I've seen are real nice, but they're just like anybody else. Don't step on their toes.
Oh yeah.
And there's how should I say this? There's like there's a group of them that if a woman or a child contacts them saying they're being mistreated some way, that's all I'm going to go with it. They will show up and escort them to where they need to go or do what needs to be done.
Address the situation.
Yeah. There's some that do that will show up, and I've seen them show up to escort ambulances to a hospital because they were going to get an operation or chemo or something like that, and they will escort the ambulance to the hospital or something like that.
And I have heard tell of them going to school or, I mean, you know, walking into a courtroom, you know, like that.
Yeah. And they take them to kids to Disneyland. They have like a wish thing. I forget what it's called.
Yeah.
Make a wish, but through their club.
Yeah.
That's good. I know it's like some of the ones here, they'll have like book pack drives and stuff like that. Yeah.
Now,
Get dropped off on a bunch of bikes. Ain't nobody messing with you. I promise you that. You know what I mean?
300 or 400-pound guy comes in walking in the class.
Yeah. Big Deuce walks you to class.
Now, in one of the towns I live close by, they done that, you know, with the mistreated family. I'll put it like that. Okay. They done that.
Okay, let's see what we got for tonight for the venue checks. We got the first song is Bad Day. Rolling in the Deep. Heartbreaker. Cats in the Cradle. Daddy's Hands. I Was Country When Country Wasn't Cool.
Some good songs.
You Give Love a Bad Name. Home Sweet Home.
There you go. That's a good lineup.
Proud Mary.
I know every one of them songs, but I can't tell you who sung them.
Saying I can hear it in my head, some of them, yeah.
Yep, I can't tell you.
You can't remember Proud Mary?
Yeah, I know who done Proud Mary.
Rolling. Rolling.
CCR.
Yep, CCR.
Home Sweet Home.
Yeah.
Can't think of that
2
one.
or 3 bands done that one. You know.
If I hear the song, I probably would know it.
Darn, who was it?
I can picture him.
Motley Crue done a remake of it.
Yeah,
which was
Motley Crue.
But
You,
I
you
want to
give
say
love a bad name.
I
You
can't.
give love a bad
You
name.
give love.
Like I said, I know that song, but I can't think of who sung it right now.
Yeah, me neither.
No, not Tina Turner.
Oh God, no! It was a guy who.
Oh, there you go.
Bon
That's
Jovi.
Bobby and Southern Lady got it.
Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
Bon Jovi. Yeah.
I was
Now, what
country
was-
when country wasn't cool.
Barbara
I was
Mandrell.
country
Yeah,
when
Daddy got it.
country wasn't cool.
Mandrell.
Daddy's Hands.
Yeah, that was a good song.
I
She,
love that song.
she
Daddy's
was.
hands,
Can't think of her name. I can see her.
hard as steel when I done wrong.
Who sung that?
I don't know.
Oh, no.
I can see the guy, but I can't think of his name.
Alexa, pull up Daddy's Hands video. I need to.
Joe Biden.
Really?
It's Holly Dunn.
I would not guess that.
Cats in the Cradle.
Now, I cannot think of his name.
It's the latest version. It's the one I picked.
If it's the latest, a remake, I have no idea.
Ugly Kid Joe.
Really?
Yep. Well, there's a lot of versions of it, but I liked that version of it. Heartbreaker, that's an easy one.
Heartbreaker. Heartbreaker.
I actually went to see her in concert too.
You went to see her?
Yep.
Heartbreaker.
I can hear the song, but I can't think of who sings it.
I can barely remember the song. I'm a heartbreaker, love taker. Don't you want to mess around? Oh shit! Okay. I want to say.
No, it wasn't Led Zeppelin.
Huh?
I don't know if
say
he is talking about this one or not, but it's not Led Zeppelin.
I'd have to Google it.
Yeah, Pat Benatar.
Okay.
Yeah, Pat Benatar, yeah.
And Rolling in the Deep.
I don't know that one.
Yeah.
What is it?
Rolling
If I
in
hear
the
it,
Deep.
if I hear it, maybe.
That's a woman singing that one. I can't think.
I've never heard it.
I can't even hear it in my head right now.
I'm not Adele.
Yeah.
Jams.
Okay.
Yeah.
Adele, yeah. You got a good voice.
I hate to say it, but I like that song.
Bad Day.
Can't say.
Lincoln Park?
No.
So you had a bad day. Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, that one. I have no idea.
I'm just guessing. That's the first thing that came to my mind.
Yeah, there you go.
Really?
Daniel Power.
Probably know it if I hear it.
Yeah.
I never heard of it.
No power.
Heard of it?
It's a good variety.
B. Tommy said it.
The song what?
Bad Day.
Oh, Bad Day.
You've had a bad day.
I've heard that one.
Grape jams, everyone. Yeah. We don't always get them right. Wait a minute. He. Mama got it wrong. Okay. Who is under Grape Jam's name? I know it can't be Mama.
Oh, I didn't want to open the thumbnail. Oh, is it on the thumbnail? I didn't even look.
I don't know. Grape Jam.
Some of them are. You can't see the rest of them though.
Okay. Grape Jams. Dixie wants to know, do the girls know Harper Valley PTA?
Yeah, they do, I think, because I think Bunky sings it.
Oh, really?
Dixie was wanting to know.
I didn't know if I knew it or not.
Hey, wait a minute. Ain't tonight.
Oh, no, that's Jolene.
Yeah.
Jolene.
Who sung that? Oh,
What one?
Jolene. Duh.
Jolene? Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
Well, everybody and their brother sings it now because it's a popular remake.
Look, I had a senior moment, okay?
Yeah, that's why I get them mixed up.
How about these boots? It sounds like to me they sung out.
Boots are made for walking.
Yeah.
Boots are made for walking. That's just what they'll do.
I got something going now. I got all three of you going. I'm sitting here trying to cover my ears up.
Hey, we might be the next greatest thing.
It wouldn't be me. It'd be you, Bushcraft, and Dixon. That's who sung it, Nancy Sinatra.
Well, you could be the backup dancer.
We know he can dance. I'm still going to take that and remove the background of Jeff getting down.
Oh no!
Put him up on my screen and put him in the bunker.
You really don't have to do that.
Book of infamy.
Not that dance anyway. Let me get one up doing the twist.
Oh Lord.
Grape Jams, you're not helping. Is 101 going to be live tonight? I know he said tomorrow night, but
yeah,
like Friday,
probably Tuesday, or Friday.
Well, he said Tuesday, and I said I'll see you Friday.
Did he ever go live Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay, 'cause I didn't even get on the computer.
Yeah, he went live Saturday.
Nope, nothing set up.
They said it's supposed to be 80 degrees here Wednesday.
When? Wednesday?
Yeah, 75 or 76 tomorrow.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you what. By God, it seemed like the humidity today wasn't far from it.
But starting this Friday all the way until next Monday, which is still a long ways off in the forecast, it's a chance of rain every day.
We got two chances, tomorrow and Wednesday, unless it changes again. But then again, you know how the weather is.
Yeah.
We got rain at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Gonna be snow or rain?
Oh no, it's gonna be 61 tomorrow.
It's warm up there.
To actually go out in the garage and get some work done.
What, you know, as long as you've been living in the South, this time of the year when it gets hot, You give it about a week, maybe 2 weeks, we'll see snow.
Oh, but you'll see snow. If I hear about snow, I'm getting out of town.
Well, yeah, you are on the coast, ain't you?
But it never fails, though. Usually between now and Easter, and now in the Masters tournament, which is the first week in April, we usually gets pretty cold again. So it never fails.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got all that wood and stuff in the back of the truck still. I have to get unloaded and then break all the pallets down and stuff.
You might need to leave them on there.
Are you gonna build planters?
Yeah. Well, the
Shit,
one
yeah.
I'll cut down for a raised bed. I just have to take the bottom off of it.
Yeah. I got some. I need to do the same.
I have seen it snow in May.
Where you're at?
Yeah.
I've seen snow in April.
And I've also seen a double sunrise in the same day.
Dude, by May here, I'm in swimming shorts, a tank top, and some sandals.
What year was that Chanel had her birthday and it hailed so bad it looked like, was it March?
Yeah, her birthday, isn't it in March?
I think so. It was toward the end of March.
Remember what year?
She's about 40 right now. I'm gonna say probably about 35 years ago.
Damn, I'm 35 now, so that cancels me out.
Now, the year after my son was born, we had a record snowfall that was something like 18 inches before we lived, and that I can remember. We've not had that much. Dixie's already going in yonder to turn on the boot tub.
Yeah, it's getting that time, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
We get the occasional ice storm, but never at this late. It's always been like in January or February, never going into March.
Hey, Tony.
Well, now normally here where we at, it's February and March before we get our snows.
The worst it's got here that I can remember in a while is not this past Christmas, but the Christmas before last when that Arctic blast came down the East Coast and it froze from like Maine to northern Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was pretty cold.
Now, in my lifetime, the worst one I can remember was 79-80. It's when we had ice storms. We didn't have hardly no snow, but by God, I bet total, after everything was over and done with, there's probably about 3 inches of ice. And you talking about transformers blowing. We was standing on the front porch one night, and we heard 5 blow within a couple of minutes.
Yeah, that and weak tree limbs don't mix.
No. What is it, a 1/4 inch of ice on the tree limbs and they start snapping?
Yeah, they get so much weight on them. Yeah. Then if it rained, whatever the tree absorbed, you figure it's sitting in there swelling up too.
Oh, yeah. Now, I will admit, to see the trees with ice on it, it's beautiful. I mean, you can't paint a prettier picture, but it's also is all get out too.
Donald Jr.
Was
sent a letter with white powder in it.
Really? Today?
Yep.
And what was we talking about earlier? Just a matter of time.
As far as that, I don't know. It just popped up on my Twitter.
Totter.
Dang, humidity is going to be 70% tomorrow.
One thing, I guess, to send something like that to your business, but if they was to send it to your personal home or a home, it's one different thing.
Well, yeah. I think it was sent to his home.
So I promise you, it was somebody who they knew. Because don't just anybody have your home address.
Oh, that's public knowledge.
Oh, is it really?
A few clicks and a
pretty
few
much.
taps.
It's not hard to find stuff on the internet now.
Well, you know what? I said that like I was blind, but yeah, you're right. It is easy.
If somebody sends me some stuff like that, I'm gonna send them back the mouse I catch.
Not what yet? Okay. Yeah, more than likely, if it's white powder, it's that stuff that we can't talk about.
Which
Yeah.
one? There's
The
quite a
A.
few
Stuff that you put in your nose.
Mm.
It was a big thing.
The A.
10 years ago, 15 years ago.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, the same thing President's son does.
No.
AN.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's a good way of saying it right there.
Yeah.
Damn, excuse me. Okay.
I still need to look that up and see what specifically that is, but yeah, I remember that thing when it was going through the mail. Yeah.
What? As soon as you look it up, you're gonna be on the watch list.
Pretty sure they're already watching me.
Go to the library.
They see the bulldog, they know something's up.
Yeah, it's hard to say nowadays what it could be.
That's like when you started hearing about the Fent. I had no idea what that was, and I looked it up, and I'm like, wow. You know, why would you even make something like that? Why are we even talking about this? Who made this? We need to find these people.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
But
there's some evil out there.
Well, the bad thing about it is, I don't care what time you fall back into, there's always evil people like it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
There always will be.
Well, for whatever reason, I wanted to kind of know what AI thought of this. Because you can pretty much ask of anything of AI, meaning like Google and the talking machines and all that. And this is for everybody. I want to know what the percentages of making a baby, and I don't mean it in no weird way or anything. I want to know what, and it gave a whole list of everything, how hard it is to create a baby, a living being, and
how precious it is.
It's extremely hard. There's a bunch of scientific stuff that I'm not going to blab off, but the chances are, and it couldn't come up with a number. It gave a long list, like a paragraph and a half, of all the things that had to come together for this to happen.
Variables.
The fact that AI, Google, all that kind of stuff couldn't come up with a percentage of how hard it was, but they gave reasons below how difficult it was.
I know where you're going with this.
The fact is that today, with all the stuff that's going on, and our bills, our stress levels, and all this, you feel down about whatever you're going through and stuff like that. Stop and think of how hard it was for God. Well, it wasn't hard for him, but to create you.
Yeah.
Basically.
It's amazing.
That AI, Google cannot come up with a percentage on how hard it is to make a human life.
Exactly.
And
If
the fact that it is so hard, it's just not like an easy thing. You just snap your fingers and boom, it's there. But the fact that you're here breathing on Earth, it's a miracle.
It is.
In a short, simple way, it's a miracle that all that came together to create you. And if you sit there and think about it, that other little stuff like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to come up with the money for our taxes this week, or, you know, I'm real tired and I don't feel like doing this. All that stuff seems like just piddly little things if you sit there and think of a life being made.
Yeah.
And with that, I'm going to leave a link for everybody to go over and watch the Vineyard Chicks, because it's about that time.
Remember to hit like, subscribe, comment, and please leave a comment, because it does mean a lot.
And thumbs up.
Yeah.
Please, please. Man,
And I mean it in a good way.
it's amazing. It really is. All this stuff just works and comes together.
Well, since I was told the other way, I mean it the other way.
Yeah, I still can't get over it.
I can't do it.
But I do have a guest. Well, I may have another really big guest. It'd be a miracle if I actually got him. But what's his name? Lucas Black. Always want to call him something else.
That would be
Lucas
that would
Black,
be cool.
I'm talking to him. We're emailing back and forth, but it usually takes a few days before I get a reply back. Naturally, because he's a famous person. But I may have him as a guest one night, so we'll have to see.
That would be awesome.
Yeah,
Now,
and I do have another lady that is. I have to find out her schedule first, because every day I pick, she's already busy. So, other than that, we'll be back Wednesday over at Jeff's, and then we'll have to see where we go from there. But make sure everybody heads over to the Vineyard Chicks, and we will see you over there.
Peace, love, and bacon grease.
Out.